Hello people of YouTube, welcome to another news update on the PCGamesN YouTube channel. My name's Rich, I'm joined by Ali.
Hello.
And today we're talking about Pubg, and it's just received a new patch which is going to adjust the blue zone for the first time since the 1.0 release.
Yeah, so now they're kind of focusing on balance rather than polish and new content.
Yeah.
And the blue zone is the first way they're going to do that.
That's right, we are feature complete and content complete now. We've got a 1.0, it's just tuning and then polishing the game up. So what's happening to the blue zone?
Well, they're saying they want to kind of like balance out how combat feels, make it less chaotic based on player feedback. So what's going to happen is that in the mid to late game, the zone, when it reaches kind of the previous circle, will delay for slightly less time. So the amount of time before the next zone starts coming in will decrease. But as the zone moves in, after that kind of brief time period, it will move slower. So you'll have more time to get to the next zone, in theory. Or at least it will advance kind of at you less quickly.
Okay, cool. So that's a little bit more sympathetic then.
Yeah, apart from the fact that if you actually get caught outside the zone in the mid to late game, it will do more damage. So specifically in the very late game, kind of in those last few zones, if you're getting down to the top 10, if you get caught outside, you're going to really suffer. Yeah,
do we have any figures on that?
Not yet. They've kind of just said this will be happening in the short term. It should be live on test servers today, but it won't. They kind of haven't given anything out yet, and they'll be fine-tuning it over the next kind of few days.
Okay, cool. And so in the early game, then you say these changes are going to sort of kick into a sort of mid to late game. Is the circle staying the same in the early game?
Early game is staying the same. So kind of the first two zones, I get the impression, will stay more or less entirely the same. It'll only be kind of like zones 3, 4, and kind of onwards that will actually feel these changes. Okay, cool. So I played a little bit of Pubg. You played I played quite a lot. Yeah, quite a lot with my friends.
What's your sense of how this is going to affect things?
To be honest, I think it's going to work out roughly the same, but it should just give you that little bit more kind of incentive to react and drive people towards the zone kind of faster, but at a kind of a more even rate across the entire zone. Okay, cool. Good stuff. It sounds
promising to hear. Let us know what you think in the comments of this change. Do you think it's a good one? Do you think it's a bad one? What impact do you think it'll have on the game overall? And what else do you think the game needs sort of tuning-wise as we enter this exciting new phase of post 1.0 Pubg? Thanks very much for watching. As always, like, share, subscribe, leave some comments, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.